We begin with breaking news in Gig Harbor, where investigators say a deputy opened fire on his own family, then barricaded himself inside his home.
We learned just moments ago that both victims have died. We have team coverage tonight. KOMO 4's Lindsay Cohen has eyewitness accounts of what happened.
But we begin with KOMO 4's Joel Marino and how negotiators are trying to talk the deputy out of the house. Joel?
Dan and Mary, this has been going on for more than 5 hours, and this deputy is still armed and holed up inside his home. His name is Alan Myron, and we know that he has been monitoring police radios. In fact, we actually heard crisis negotiators using those radios, trying to talk to Myron, saying that there is still time to work everything out. Police seal off the road leading to a home in Gig Harbor where a family fight turned deadly. Investigators say just before 7 in the evening, someone called 911 to say a sheriff's deputy shot his two relatives.
It is alleged that he shot his in-laws. We believe that the father-in-law is deceased and that the mother-in-law was airlifted by helicopter to Harborview Medical Center.
SWAT teams and crisis negotiators raced to the home and set up a wide perimeter. A law enforcement source identified the deputy as a 49-year-old department veteran. Witnesses say he may have shot both in-laws in front of his own children.
We believe that the deputy's children, or at least some of his children, were also present during this incident.
Both children were able to leave the house shortly after 9 o'clock. It's unclear if the deputy let them go or if they escaped. Investigators say the deputy has had troubles before with domestic issues and only just started working again.
And he recently returned to duty from some extended medical leave, but that's all I know at this point.
SWAT teams are being especially careful in this standoff. The deputy understands their tactics thoroughly and has been monitoring police scanners and occasionally even addressing fellow officers on it. Crisis negotiators continue to reach out to the deputy in hopes he will surrender peacefully.
It's very tough. It's very tough. Obviously, right now, we just want everybody to be okay, and we don't want anybody else hurt.
Now, again, this standoff is still going on. There are 2 people dead, the father-in-law as well as the mother-in-law, who passed away after being taken to the hospital. We don't know how this actually all started, other than that it is a domestic incident. We understand, though, that the deputy had been on medical leave this past year and only recently returned to duty full-time. So that's the latest from here. Back to you.
Thank you, Joel. Now we go to KOMO 4's Lindsay Cohen.
She talked to the family's neighbors and joins us just up the street from the standoff. Lindsay?
Well, Mary and Dan, this is the neighborhood where Deputy Alan Myron is believed to be holed up at this hour. As you mentioned, we're just up the street from the police blockade, where there has been a heavy law enforcement presence since this all began just after 6:30 tonight. The street has been blocked off, and so no one has been able to go into the neighborhood or come out other than law enforcement. Dozens of residents have been kept from their homes, many wondering what's going on. We spoke with one woman who heard what she believes were the initial gunshots that may have started this whole incident.
Just a loud bang. The house is right behind ours.
And did you think anything of it?
I didn't think anything of it. There's a whole bunch of pastures. The kids play paintball and stuff out there. The woods surround it, so I didn't think anything of it. It's just shocking. Just never expected anything like this in this neighborhood.
And that's a neighborhood even being rocked by loud noises tonight. We just heard one as we went on the air. We can tell you the sentiment among neighbors has been that shocking feeling, though. They've been watching as police cars, fire trucks, ambulances, and mobile command units have been going in and out of this neighborhood throughout the night. Interestingly, as well, that same woman who we spoke to said that Myron actually helped her out last year when her family's dog was shot. He volunteered to help track down the person believed to be responsible. That woman, like many in this neighborhood tonight, just as we mentioned, in absolute shock, learning that one of their own, especially a member of law enforcement, is believed to be behind such a tragedy. And on top of all this, especially in this county that lost 5 members of law enforcement in the line of duty just within the past 6 or 8 months. And in addition, there have been so many from this county that traveled across the country to honor those lost in the line of duty this very week in Washington, D.C. We're live tonight in Gig Harbor. I'm Lindsay Cohen. Now back to you.
Thank you, Lindsay. We will bring you any new developments on the standoff as they happen during this newscast.
Absolutely. A long standoff between sheriff's deputies in Washington state and one of their own ended this morning. This is Gig Harbor, Washington, just northwest of Tacoma. Authorities say Pierce County Sheriff's Deputy Alan Myron shot and killed his father-in-law and mother-in-law yesterday and then barricaded himself and his 2 children in a home. The children got out safely. Thankfully, a SWAT team found the deputy dead this morning in the home.